Palawan, an island paradise, pristine beaches, turquoise waters, a haven for tourists. But now, a shadow falls on this idyllic landscape. Leaked satellite images reveal a chilling truth. China, it appears, is constructing military bases near Palawan. The images, sharp and undeniable, showed the telltale signs of Beijing's ambition: radar domes, airstrips, naval docks. These are not the hallmarks of a peaceful neighbor. These are the tools of power projection, a challenge to Philippine sovereignty and regional stability. The world is left wondering, what is China's game? Are these defensive measures, as Beijing might claim? Or are they the opening gambit in a larger strategy to dominate the vital waterways of the South China Sea? The answers have profound implications, not just for the Philippines, but for the entire Indo-Pacific region. To understand the significance of these leaked images, we must first understand the strategic importance of Palawan. This island, the westernmost province of the Philippines, sits like a sentinel guarding the eastern edge of the South China Sea. It is a maritime choke point, a gateway to vital shipping lanes that carry trillions of dollars in goods each year. But Palawan's importance extends beyond economics. It lies perilously close to the Spratly Islands, a flashpoint in the South China Sea dispute. These islands, claimed in whole or in part by China, the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan, have become a testing ground for China's assertive maritime strategy. Palawan, with its proximity to these disputed waters, represents a strategic prize for China. Control over Palawan would give China a commanding presence in the South China Sea, allowing it to project power deep into Southeast Asia and beyond. The leaked satellite images captured by private companies like Maxar offer a rare glimpse into the scale and precision of China's activities in the South China Sea. These images, taken from high above, reveal details that are otherwise invisible to the naked eye. Analyzed by institutions like the Center for Strategic and International Studies, these images paint a stark picture of China's growing military footprint near Palawan. Experts meticulously examined these visuals, identifying patterns and structures that point to a deliberate strategy of militarization. The images are clear and unambiguous. They show the construction of facilities with unmistakable military applications, including airstrips, radar installations, and port facilities. These developments are not isolated. They are part of a broader effort to establish a dominant presence in the region. On one island, a large radar dome rises from the jungle, its white sphere a stark contrast to the surrounding greenery. This installation is not just a passive structure, it represents a significant leap in China's ability to monitor and control the region. Analysts believe this radar system is capable of tracking ships and aircraft hundreds of miles away. Such a capability provides China with unparalleled situational awareness, allowing it to monitor movements across vast stretches of the South China Sea with precision. On another island, a newly constructed airstrip cuts through the dense vegetation. This is no ordinary airstrip. Its size and location suggest it is designed to support military operations, including the rapid deployment of troops and equipment. The airstrip is long enough to accommodate military transport aircraft and potentially fighter jets. This raises concerns about China's ability to project power and respond swiftly to any developments in the region, further solidifying its strategic advantage. The images also reveal the construction of port facilities, some large enough to accommodate warships. These ports are not just logistical hubs, they are strategic assets that could serve as bases for naval operations. Positioned along key shipping routes, these facilities could allow China to exert control over the flow of goods and military assets through the South China Sea. This control could have far-reaching implications not just for regional security but for global trade and geopolitics. As these developments unfold, the South China Sea becomes a focal point of international attention. The scale and speed of China's activities underscore its ambitions to reshape the region's strategic landscape, leaving the world to grapple with the implications of this expanding footprint. While the exact purpose of these bases remains a subject of debate, several possibilities are causing alarm bells to ring in Manila and Washington. These bases, strategically located, are not just isolated outposts. They represent a broader strategy that could reshape the balance of power in the region. The Philippines, with its proximity to these installations, finds itself at the center of a geopolitical chessboard, where every move could have far-reaching consequences. The radar installations, with their long-range capabilities, could be used for intelligence gathering and surveillance. These systems are not just passive observers, they are active tools in modern warfare. By monitoring air and sea traffic, they provide real-time data that could be used to preemptively counter any military action. This level of surveillance could also extend to civilian activities, raising concerns about privacy and sovereignty. This honestly would give China a significant advantage in any future conflict, allowing it to track the movements of Philippine and U.S. forces in the region. The ability to predict and respond to military maneuvers in real time could tilt the scales in China's favor. Moreover, it could deter smaller nations from asserting their claims in the South China Sea, effectively consolidating China's control over disputed waters. The airstrips, capable of handling military aircraft, raise the specter of China establishing a permanent air presence near Palawan. This would not only enhance China's ability to conduct air patrols, but also serve as a launchpad for rapid deployment of forces. The proximity of these airstrips to Philippine territory is particularly concerning, as it could limit the operational freedom of Philippine and allied forces in the region. This would dramatically alter the military balance in the region, giving China the ability to project air power deep into the South China Sea and potentially threaten Philippine territory. The presence of advanced fighter jets and bombers could serve as a constant reminder of China's military reach, influencing diplomatic negotiations and regional alliances. It also raises the question of how other nations in the region will respond to this growing threat. The port facilities, some large enough to accommodate warships, could be used to support Chinese naval operations in the region. These ports are not just logistical hubs, they are strategic assets that could enable China to sustain prolonged naval operations. The ability to refuel, rearm and repair warships close to contested areas gives China a significant operational advantage. This would give China a forward staging ground for its navy, allowing it to maintain a persistent presence in the South China Sea and challenge the naval dominance of the United States and its allies. The implications of this are profound, as it could embolden China to assert its territorial claims more aggressively. For the United States and its allies, this represents a direct challenge to the rules-based international order, making the South China Sea a potential flashpoint for future conflicts. The discovery of these Chinese bases has not been met with silence. The strategic importance of the South China Sea has made it a focal point of international attention, and the actions of Beijing have drawn sharp criticism from multiple nations. These bases, equipped with advanced military infrastructure, are seen as a direct challenge to the sovereignty of neighboring countries and the freedom of navigation in one of the world's busiest maritime routes. The Philippines, though wary of provoking a larger conflict, has been increasingly vocal in its opposition to China's actions. Public sentiment in the country has grown more assertive, with citizens taking to the streets to demand stronger government action. These protests reflect a deep-seated frustration with what many perceive as unchecked aggression by a regional superpower. Manila has lodged diplomatic protests accusing Beijing of violating its sovereignty and undermining regional stability. These protests are not mere formalities, they are part of a broader strategy to rally international support and bring global attention to the issue. The Philippine government has also sought to strengthen its alliances, emphasizing the need for a united front against unilateral actions in the region. The United States, a long-standing ally of the Philippines and a major stakeholder in the South China Sea, has also expressed deep concern over China's assertive behavior. Washington has reiterated its commitment to defending the principles of international law and ensuring that the region remains open and free for all nations. Washington has increased its naval patrols in the region, sending a clear message of deterrence to Beijing. These Patrols are not just symbolic, they are a demonstration of the United States' military capabilities and its willingness to act if necessary. The presence of U.S. warships in these contested waters underscores the seriousness with which Washington views the situation. The U.S. has also stepped up its military cooperation with the Philippines, conducting joint exercises and providing Manila with advanced military equipment. These efforts are aimed at bolstering the Philippines' defensive capabilities and ensuring that it can respond effectively to any potential threats. The joint exercises also serve as a signal to China that the U.S.-Philippine alliance remains strong and resolute. These actions, while intended to deter further Chinese aggression, also risk escalating tensions in the region. The buildup of military forces and the increasing frequency of confrontations at sea have created a precarious situation. Both sides are aware of the stakes, but the potential for miscalculation remains a constant threat. The South China Sea is, without a doubt, a tinderbox, and any miscalculation could spark a conflict with global ramifications. The world watches closely, knowing that the decisions made here will not only shape the future of the region, but could also redefine the balance of power on the global stage.